Welcome back to the All Things Basketball Podcast. I'm your host, Vic Lopez, as always. And on this episode, Coach Alex is back. Welcome back to the pod, Alex.
Thank you for having me back.
Yes.
Hopefully I'm talking loud enough. You
were talking loud enough, and
yes,
now I
sir.
have you holding the mic. So it holds you accountable. All right. That way, I'm probably still going to have to edit you here and there, but
hey,
yeah, it's all good. I want to start this pod with, obviously, it's Lakers Timberwolves. This is a great series, though. I don't know that you feel great if you're the Lakers about this opponent in the first round, just because of the scrappiness, the size,
and
the
defense.
The way
they've been on a little roll.
They've been
lately.
hot.
They went from the 10th seed. Now they
jumped up. And they've
in the West, that's hard to do.
Yeah, and they've looked good. So I want to start with an Anthony Edwards kind of evolution thing. And I'll start with some quick data, nothing crazy. Obviously, he just achieved most three-pointers made this season,
which is crazy.
At 320. He just surpassed Malik Beasley, who was also having a crazy shooting year. 39.5%, which is just insane at the volume that he's shooting it. Step back threes. This is something that I was looking at.
6-7 threes a game attempts?
It was he was attempting 10. So, yeah, I think he's at 10 right now. I don't know the exact number, but I decided to look at, because as I'm watching these Timberwolves games, I'm looking at his step backs, and they look better than ever. So I go to his last season step backs and step back threes, and he was at 34% last year. This season, he's at 42.5% on step back threes.
34 to 42.
That's a very crazy number to shoot.
Especially on step back.
On a step back three. It's a very difficult shot. He's still top 10 in isolation, like just the frequency, like how often he likes to ISO. That's Ant.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
Right.
Yeah.
And everything else, obviously the drives slightly take a little step back because he's shooting more threes.
Of course, yeah.
So, for better or worse, he's at least proving that if that's what he's going to do, he's doing it at an elite level.
Yeah. Yeah. But it does for a player like him, it helps take off that load of constantly finishing at the rim, constantly getting up, taking that contact.
Yeah.
But then it opens up more lanes for him too.
Yeah.
Because now I have to respect your shot. You wasn't hitting that before. You weren't consistent with it. You were going to jack him up.
Right.
You were definitely going to shoot 6-7 a game.
Yeah.
But to hit 40%, could we rely on that? No, definitely not. You were 34, 35.
Yeah.
But slowly just getting better and better and better. And from his first season, I was just like, he's going to be special. He has that it factor, bro. He has the swag. He has the game. And he backs up every word he says. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, he really does. And, I was looking at some post-All-Star stuff, because I feel like that's probably the most relevant sample you can look for, right? Because it's closer to the playoffs. Obviously, it's the second half. And now everyone's
team is solidified.
Yeah, and look, man, I at first wasn't a fan of hearing that Ant is shooting all these threes and watching him and stuff, because I love watching him get to the rim, put people on posters. But it's almost like, you know what? I got Julius Randle now in the mix. Jaden McDaniels hasn't really made a jump shooting-wise. You also got Rudy Gobert out there. Someone's got to do it. And look, Ant said, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it well. So that really helped. And Julius Randle post-All-Star, 39.8% from three. So if that's going to hold, then we're going to have a pretty damn great series.
How's his defense?
Right?
How is his defense
defensively, that's the question with him.
Julius Randle ain't the best defender.
No, and look, man, I went back and tried watching the samples. Obviously, it's tricky because they only played the Lakers once with the Luka,
with the whole new team,
right? And they didn't have Gobert in the game, and they didn't have Randle in the game, so that was a rough sample to watch. He did not play that game, so it was a rough watch. But then I also tried tracking, what matchups are we gonna see? What are the Timberwolves happy with in this series? And that's what I was kind of tracking here. So at the time, it was Jalen Clark in the rotation for the Timberwolves, and pretty much they had him on Luka. Just like a scrappy dude. Ant was mainly on LeBron, which was interesting to see. Ant usually likes to pick up, he likes to kind of take the challenge. He was also on Rui, on certain switches.
But, LeBron ended up with 33 and 17. So.
Yeah, and LeBron had a stinker against the Timberwolves when he had AD too. He had a 10-point game. Yeah. It was a really bad game against the Timberwolves. So this
and
team,
they split the season series 2-2.
Yeah, and this team has they definitely have the ability to drag you through the mud and make you play a really ugly game, and that's gonna be interesting to see. We won't reveal our picks until the end of this pod, just 100%. To kind of but so I'm looking at Naz Reid on Rui. That's pretty standard stuff. Obviously, Gobert wasn't here. So I don't know what it's going to look like. Where is Gobert going? Obviously on Jackson Hayes.
I was going to say Jackson Hayes. And
I mean, that's about it. I don't
know who else. The centers that they're not going to put Alex Len in the game for playoffs.
Right. And something interesting.
They might go small ball, put Braun or Vando. And what is Rui going to do with that?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe Vando, he could kind of hug the paint. He could cheat away. Yeah, he could cheat away a little bit. Yeah. Vando can't.
Maybe even Gabe Vincent. Like a streaky shooter. Right? Are you going to leave him open?
But now he hits 2. What you going to do?
Right. That's where it gets a little tricky.
As a Heat fan, I know what happens when Gabe Vincent hits 2. And
he catches some fire.
He catches fire. And he does. Gabe Vincent, he can go crazy sometimes.
Yeah, and one of the smart things that Chris Finch does with the Timberwolves is he'll put Jaden McDaniels on Jackson Hayes. Because obviously Luka likes the pick and rolls with Jackson Hayes. LeBron likes him. Austin Reeves likes him, so they can get that lob threat to kind of open up the shooters on the corners.
I like Chris Finch.
But you put Jaden McDaniels there. Now you're kind of blowing up those pick and rolls, right? Because now that trap is a little bit more scary. It's a little more threatening with a really good defender in Jaden McDaniels, right? Making that lob pass to Jackson Hayes slipping. It becomes a little more challenging.
He's athletic, gets up quick, explosive. So,
and that looks pretty good. Yeah, and that looked pretty good. So that's an interesting tactic that they're going to do. But like we said, when Gobert is out there, though, how is this going to look? Because, look, man, it's Austin Reeves can do things, right? He can get his own. We know Luka, we know LeBron.
They combined for 77 that last game without Rudy being there. Obviously, Luka didn't play his best game.
No. He had a good first quarter, and then
just fell off. But that was when he was still picking up his stride, coming back.
And got ejected from that game. Halfway through the third quarter, I think it was. So that played a little factor.
I do feel like this series is going to be chippy.
Yeah, it's got to be if Minnesota wants to.
Because obviously Luka shit talker.
Yeah, and McDaniels,
Randall, and Vando is going. He's gonna got ejected with 3-4 games in a row. Austin Reeves is gonna talk his shit.
Yeah, he will.
And then Braun is just gonna clown people. But and another thing I'm worried about is Braun's health right now. It's 2 groin injuries back to back.
Yeah, so I'm glad you brought that up because I actually forgot about that. That was something I was wondering. How is that gonna go? But then I watched the JJ Redick presser, which was right after they clinched.
Yeah.
And I mean, he obviously you got to have your game face. So you're not going to reveal stuff, but he if you just took that part of it out, you could probably assume that okay, well, he looks pretty confident that Braun's fine, because he was he's good, he's fine. You know what I mean?
Well,
so hopefully,
but
hopefully he's right. Now they do have a decent amount of rest, right? This whole week
until it's Saturday.
Saturday,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure they play Saturday, either Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah, Saturday. I checked it earlier. Saturday.
Yeah, so good time to rest, right? You're also at home. So that's going to help. You don't have to, worry about.
Go anywhere.
You're in a familiar place for now.
Go straight to the stadium, get your little,
Yeah. Now, do I, here's the thing.
Does he sit the first game and come back second game? I mean.
Nah, hell no. LeBron's playing, right? There's no way he's missing game 1 at home. That's pretty shifting moment. LeBron definitely values momentum swings in playoff series. There is no way he's missing. He's gonna at least play, and then he'll probably
see how he feels after the game.
Yeah. So matchup wise, I'm looking at what Minnesota can do, and it's okay, you got a lot of guys that can make things difficult, right?
Mike Conley, AR.
You got Conley. Yeah, that's the matchup here, right? It was mainly Conley on Reeves. Nickeil Alexander-Walker got a lot of run time on Dorian Finney-Smith, who. He was, I think he came off the bench in that game. I'm trying to follow my notes, but
the Alexander family, boy, they got some, they got some dogs.
Yeah, they'll play some defense.
They got some dogs, man.
And look, the main lineups are gonna be as follows. Which this is the part that's this is what concerns me. With the Timberwolves shooting wise, obviously, like I said, Randall's shooting well post All-Star, but their 5-man lineup is McDaniels, who really struggles shooting from 3, Randall, who. You just don't know. You just don't know.
He's on a nice little heater now.
You may not be able to leave him open. You may be able to live with it. And then Gobert, right? Obviously. So those are three guys that the Lakers can kind of pick and choose and cheat away from and kind of, pack stuff. And that's exactly what they do.
Can't use his right hand.
Right. And that's exactly what the Lakers do. Like if Luka is on, I don't know, let's say Conley, or Luka's on Jaden McDaniels and they're just chilling in the corner, he'll have Luka play on the strong side and kind of fill those gaps on the side that Ant has the ball.
And Luka is very good in
and he's got size,
and that's how he gets most of his steals.
Right.
He's just in the. He's a lazy man.
He's in the gap.
Like a James Harden.
Yeah.
They're so smart that they can be lazy.
Right.
I really hate that.
Yeah.
But it works.
And he has size. So like,
and he's big.
If you try to skip a pass around him, a deflection, and then it's fast break points, right? Like potentially. So yeah, like, that's interesting. Like, is Ant gonna succumb to bad shots? Like, is he gonna, because that's the thing, right? Like Randall will have his fair share of, let me heat check a little bit. Jaden McDaniels is not really like that, but if he's not involved, then, gonna be really easy to help.
Him and Nick they have their games where either one of them would just start going off out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And, if they get two of those out of either of them, there's going to be some trouble for the Lakers.
Yeah, and DiVincenzo is another guy that they're going to be able to put in here.
I love Dante DiVincenzo since he came in the league. Like, he's he's going to help. Not since he came in the league, maybe like his third year. I started, hearing about him. I'm like, oh, this was a little tough.
Yeah, no, for sure. He's definitely tough. Oh. And like, I'm looking at like
I love the Lakers. On the Bucks,
Oh yeah, and on the Warriors,
Yeah, of course.
But Lakers-wise matchups, we have Reeves on Conley for the most part. That's from that sample. Yeah. Luka was on Jalen Clark, but he was also on McDaniels to cheat away, right? LeBron on Naz Reid and McDaniels kind of swapping that.
Yeah, I did see him on Naz a lot.
And then Rui on Ant, which was interesting. He's got the size, right? Like he's got the length. Kind of try to stay with him and be able to contest. And obviously, you can't put LeBron on Ant because that's gonna gas him, right? Because Ant's high usage, like
and Ant is high movement,
right? High movement, high usage,
usage,
and that's gonna be a tough task. And we saw Vando on Ant. He knows him well. He was his teammate.
So
that's an interesting.
I'd rather see Vando on Ant than Rui.
Yeah. I mean, honestly. I would too, but from a whole like two-way standpoint, like Rui's gonna knock down that shot, and Vando. He's going to get those backdoor cuts. Same with Hatchie too. He's going to be able to do that too. Yeah. So, so that's the part, right? Like, that's what's interesting. Like, there was a play that the Lakers ran on offense, and it was just awesome. Like, there was just so many options, and I'm going to show it on video so people can obviously follow. But basically, Braun is at the top with the ball, and he's just kind of scanning to see what breaks free. And Reeves just cuts down and sets like a cross screen for Hachimura, and Hachi basically tries to get to the paint off that, just like backdoor. And if there's nothing off that, at the very same time, Reeves is coming off of a pin down from Jackson Hayes. And as soon as Reeves catches that off the pin down, the pass from LeBron, and this whole time, Braun is watching to see if Hachi gets free on the backdoor cut. So they got to worry about that. And then Reeves is coming up high to catch a pass as well. You got to worry about that. The second Reeves catches that pass, he's already throwing the lob to Jackson Hayes, and he misses the dunk. But on that, it's just so much going on.
Yeah.
And it makes the Lakers so, it just makes them so dangerous, and there's so many things that can happen from that. And they're really going to test Minnesota's just like, obviously, mental fortitude. Because people are going to think like, they're going to get the calls. There's Luka, there's LeBron.
Two chess players now.
Yeah. And they're really going to pick it apart.
Masterclass chess players, bro.
Yeah. So like Minnesota, can they do it? Can they make things annoying? Yes. You got the switchable guys. Ant can take the task. McDaniels can take the task. Nickeil Alexander-Walker can take the task. I don't think Conley bothers Luka the way people think he can. Like, he's a willing defender. He does good things. He's smart. But Luka just backs him down, draws two, and makes the pass, so.
Easy
money. So it's like,
food.
I don't know. I mean, it's weird. It's weird. Like this, I still think this is a tougher matchup than the Warriors.
Yeah, and I really would have, just for nostalgia's sake, would have loved to see that.
Series. Me too, because they may not see them unless the Warriors get past the Rockets. Which is possible. It is possible.
It's possible, but I'm rooting for the Rockets.
But now you're, me too.
The top two teams are my two Western favorites outside of the Lakers. So
yeah. Well, you know who I'm rooting for, but that's for another pod. OKC. So sure. So like if I'm the Lakers, I'm thinking, okay, this isn't a great draw in the first round. Like I don't want to deal with this scrappy, annoying, grimy defensive team that has athleticism and has size. And don't get me wrong, Luka loves those one-on-ones against Rudy Gobert. LeBron will take those. Austin Reeves will take those. So that's going to be interesting to see, You put him in a pick and roll, and it's like, you're going to be in that drop. Okay.
The Luka Rudy Gobert pick and roll is just...
That's, he's very familiar with that. So it's, And look, man, I wanted to also mention this with Anthony Edwards. He has a chance to add to his collection of eliminating all-time greats. Like last year, he obviously eliminates KD and Booker.
Yeah.
The next round, he eliminates Jokic, right? Mm-hmm. The team that was, trying to make a real run. And then this season, he's got Luka and LeBron in front of him, So he gets this done. I mean, yes, LeBron's 40, but at the same time,
LeBron's playing the way.
Look at the level
LeBron
he's playing
is playing
at.
the way LeBron's playing. So
yeah, so that would be a damn good resume to have.
Yeah, it would have been crazy if he would have beat Luka and Kyrie last year.
Right. Yeah, to add on to that,
have them again first round.
Yeah.
Now instead of Kyrie is LeBron, that would have been pretty dope.
Before we do our picks, I'm gonna give you a little rundown. Okay, this is basically. I'm going to just run through it, and I'll put it on the screen. So in terms of points, opponent fast break points, so like, defending the fast break, second chance points, offensive rating, defensive rating, turnovers, the Timberwolves rank a lot higher than the Lakers. So this is post All-Star, by the way, not whole season. So, you take those things into account. Obviously, everything is matchups in the playoffs. But, hey, man, like if the Timberwolves... If the shooting isn't going to show up for them, then I think this series is a wrap for them, because defensively, we know what they're going to be able to do.
Of course.
But if they're not going to be able to compete offensively, because Luka and LeBron are going to figure things out, and so is Austin Reeves.
Going to go.
They're going to figure things out.
He's going to go.
Yeah. And that's a luxury.
One thing I love about AR is when he'll see like, oh, they kind of chilling right now. They want me to go and he'll just start. And
he gets the lesser of the defenders, right? Like he'll get the lesser skilled defender on him. Now, obviously, Minnesota's got a nice batch of guys.
3, 4, 5.
That they can really throw around.
At you. So they got Conley starting on him. So I mean,
and Reeves has had good games against Minnesota. He hasn't been like, oh my God, amazing, but he has been fine.
Yeah.
And that's honestly all he really has to be. I don't think he has to be great in this series, as long as like Luka and LeBron are picking things apart. And look, man, like you're going to have to, like Rudy Gobert in that drop, like he's going to have to worry about obviously the lobs with Jackson Hayes. So if he's playing in a drop, he's obviously, we know what it is. He's prone to those, kind of mid-range floaters, pull-ups.
Luka's just going to float everything, bro.
From Luka. Yeah, so, and sometimes Minnesota gets caught like ball watching because they're so worried about Luka dribbling one-on-one, LeBron within a one-on-one scenario, even Reeves sometimes. Like there was a play
you can't leave Austin Reeves one-on-one anymore.
No, and there was a play that I showed on Instagram where Luka's just dribbling one-on-one, and you got, I think it was Conley and McDaniels. I think it was those two, but I'll show it on the screen. And it's basically they get a 3-second violation. They're on the weak side, and they're just watching because they're just ball watching to see if Luka's going to get by his man. And you know what I mean? It's just like that's the kind of gravity that dude has. And it's like he also has the potential to, you could play the best defense in the world and Luka's still going to score some way, somehow.
Just like Jokic.
Yeah.
They're very unorthodox. Luka's a little bit more fundamental. Like when he does
it looks things, a little more.
Looks a little bit more.
Yeah.
But he be doing some crazy shit.
He does some crazy stuff.
He's earned a name. They've earned the names Joker and
Luka Magic.
And Luka Magic, bro. Like,
yeah.
Jokic, obviously, his name, but like, no, the Joker be pulling some crazy.
Yeah.
Like some psycho shit that
just
you just
crazy
like,
stuff.
yo, what are you doing, bro?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it's just like it's a unique thing.
Them dudes,
you
are
know,
just so.
And LeBron has hints of magic too. Like he'll do crazy things too.
Yeah.
You know, like remember that crazy little like late game one-legged three he I forgot against who.
The Wizards. Was it against the Wizards back when?
No, I'm talking about this season. I forget against who. It was this season though. But you know, like these guys just have those things in their bag, like just crazy things that just go their way.
Was it last season? This man, LeBron did a 360 reverse layup.
Oh yeah, okay.
Baseline.
Yeah, like, I don't remember who that was against, but yeah, just like,
bro, what?
He still has it in him. Yeah.
Like,
so yeah,
you're
I
right.
mean,
You're right. He do be doing some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Bro.
So you got like at least two of those guys minimum that are going to be able to get something for themselves or for someone else, and that's something that I don't know that Minnesota can overcome that. I just don't see it. You know, like
Mike Conley can be a creator. He can play make. Ant can play make, but I mean.
It's when he absolutely has to, right? Like,
so they really only have one playmaker.
Yeah.
And Mike Conley is nowhere near the level of
And look,
LeBron
man, like, just to give Julius Randle some respect in this series, like, I really think that this is going to bank on what he brings to the table. Like, obviously, you could talk about the others. Well, I've seen him on Luka, but that was when Luka was on the Mavs. And look, man, he's got the body. Right, the physicality, the strength, like the athleticism to kind of bother him a little bit. Yeah, no, but he is a sizable guy. He's gonna beat you down a little bit. He may not be this elite defender, but he helps. He is he is a strong dude.
He's strong.
Yeah, so it helps. But I'm just so I just don't believe in a team that has Julius Randle in their starting lineup. Like, I'm sorry. I will always say,
unless he's their third best.
Yeah, and I mean, is he their third best player?
No, he's not.
Nah, he's probably their second best, right?
Unfortunately, he's their second.
He's got to be, right? Yeah.
I mean, if they would have traded Gobert instead of Cat, it would have been the other way around, but that's not happening.
For sure. Yeah.
I mean, it's just logically, that's not even smart either.
Yeah, man, and like, they obviously will have the opportunity to say, okay, well, look, man, they're cheating off Gobert, they're cheating off of McDaniels. Maybe Naz Reid can bail us out of this like spacing problem. Because look, man, they've been shooting it well post All-Star.
Naz Reid did not
as
play
a team
in their last meeting.
No, and look, man, Naz Reid is a heat checky guy too. Like he'll take some crazy shots as well, some sidestep threes, and some heat check shots. He's one of those guys.
I was following him since his senior year.
Yeah.
In high school.
Yeah.
And so when he got drafted, I was really happy. I've been a fan of Naz Reid. Like he was.
Well, he went undrafted, no?
Well, yeah.
That's what it was. And then
undrafted.
Was
he went
G
through
League
G League, went up, came through,
he's
got picked up. But his whole, like, his whole, I was just watching him, just like, I really hope this dude makes it, because he had like his own little like mini docu-series throughout his whole, like, just following his life throughout his, his whole, like, I forgot what it was on. I think it was on Instagram. Like, he would just every now and then post videos, updates.
That's cool.
And so, I was always a fan of him, and I was always rooting for him to make it. So when he makes it now, it's like, all right, dope. So when he's doing the stuff that he's trying to do, I'm just like, yeah, it worked in high school, my boy. It's not gonna work right now.
And look, man, like he can definitely, like, when that shot is falling, this is a different team too. Because he does bring out, if he is the man at the 5, it does obviously stretch out just everyone else, right? Like, it just spaces the floor so much better, and they're gonna need that because
Ant love Nas.
Right, and the fans love Nas.
Yeah,
like he's a household name for them.
He's
a fan favorite. Yeah,
hometown guy
for sure. And okay, so picks: Lakers or Timberwolves?
Ant-Man, Batman, Sandman, Lakers in 5.
Okay, all right.
Realistically,
in 5, okay.
Lakers. I see it for sure going to 6.
Okay,
like, either way, I see either team winning. It's not going to 7.
So you're not like locked in on this is Lakers no matter what. You really think
bro, the Timberwolves have been playing really, really good compared to especially the last, I say 2-3 weeks ish.
Yeah,
they've been playing much better than the Lakers have.
That's fair.
And that's me being LeBron James is my second favorite player of all time.
Okay.
Right behind obviously Dwayne Wade.
Okay.
So that's me. Luka was my favorite player of this generation. Now maybe it's SGA, maybe it's Ant. It's toss up. It depends on my day.
They're gonna walk away from this series with a couple of bruises and beat up bodies.
Someone's coming out and they're gonna be like, oh, he has this, he can't play the first game. Like
maybe, yeah.
I see it.
Minnesota's gonna drag you through the mud.
Minnesota is going to hit you. Yeah, they're gonna hit you. So I say Lakers 60, Timberwolves 40. But like I still like the Lakers. Yeah, but it's really a toss up for me.
Yeah, I wasn't sure, but then I'm like, you know what, man? Yes, it's Ant. He can do amazing things, but I just can't get behind Randall and Gobert at the same time. And look, man, you can swap it up and make changes. Chris Finch, I think he's a great coach. He makes good decisions. Pretty crafty with the things that he decides to do. And I don't know. I think like at the end of the day, to me, it's about intelligence and it's about who is gonna maintain their cool through this like scrappy
Lakers
series.
Got 3 head coaches.
And Lakers really do have 3 great minds in obviously JJ Redick and Luka and LeBron. Like these are 3 guys that
Some about these podcasters having really good basketball minds.
Who are you pointing? Are you pointing at me?
You. Some about these podcasters having great basketball minds. You don't know what he does for my kids, man.
I appreciate that. Hopefully this season we'll get
trying to tell him he's a good coach. He don't believe it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm not good with the compliments. I kind of try to, look away and brush off.
Bro.
Yeah, I'm not good at that.
Bro. It's okay. That's why I love to give compliments.
Yeah.
I won't take them.
I appreciate it. But yeah, dude, like those 3 guys are smart, man.
Bro,
so
top
it's
tier intelligence. They see the game very differently than most players, most people.
Yeah,
they see the game differently than even us probably.
Yeah, and
of course,
like absolutely. What the hell? I wouldn't even compare myself to those people. But like, here's the thing too. Like Randall, boneheaded plays. Like he is that guy. Ant, for all the love, he's a young guy and he does kind of put his head down and do crazy things. And like we talked about with Naz Reid, he is that kind of dude. Rudy Gobert may, I've heard Chris Finch on an interview this morning. He was on the radio and he was just talking about trusting Gobert in certain switch scenarios. He does trust him to hold his ground. So, that's going to be interesting to see because Gobert does do a decent, I think he does a better job than people give him credit for. And me, like I'm always in his corner because I feel like most people
definitely
are
a devil's advocate.
Yeah, but I also feel like most people are just against Gobert. That I feel like they're and I don't just take the case just to be like a counter person. I do see the things he does. Like
100%.
He does alter shots. He does cause U-turns when people drive. He does impact winning. He does do the good things. Obviously, he is just like anything he does doesn't look good. Like when you throw him a lob, it looks bad.
Very uncoordinated. It looks
bad. Yeah, it looks bad. But I do like you would think in theory he could do what Al Horford does against Luka because of like, but Al Horford has better feet than Gobert.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, but you would think like, okay, maybe Gobert just that's cool. He stays grounded because he tries, but Luka. He just loves the Gobert matchup. So, I don't know what's going to happen with that.
And That's going to be brave he's saying he trusts him.
He does. I mean, he's got to say that too, right?
I mean, yeah, he does. He does have to say that. But I mean, if he really feels like that against 2 dudes who tend to pick apart dudes like him.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause they asked him in those pick and rolls, like what? Cause that's always the question with the Timberwolves. What are you going to do in a heavy pick and roll league? Obviously you have 2 of the best pick and roll playmaker / scorers in LeBron and Luka who are going to figure everything out. And you're not going to be able to hide Gobert forever. He's going to be in that drop. And if you want to play the miss or make game with Luka and LeBron, I mean,
in the paint,
not even in the paint, but even like from 3, if you're dropping and letting them shoot those open ones, I mean,
they're hitting them now.
Yeah.
And LeBron shooting, the last couple of years been shooting at the highest percentage of his career. So
yeah. Also, how great is Luka that he comes to this Laker team and just completely commands the offense through many possessions. He has a higher usage rate than LeBron. This was something LeBron wanted from Anthony Davis.
This is something LeBron has wanted for years.
Yeah, and it just there's never been a guy outside of like, D Wade
he was trying
here and there and Kyrie.
He was trying to get Kyrie to kind of do that, but then obviously Kyrie wanted to be young.
And they got a chip. They got it done.
They could have got more.
Yeah, true. Maybe.
I think so.
Maybe.
I think so.
But But like, and then here comes Luka, who's definitely cut from that cloth with the Kyries and the D Wades of dudes that, hey man, if I have the ball, I'm gonna make shit happen. And like he's been doing it.
AD's just too soft, bro.
Yeah.
I had to get off the AD train, bro. I used to try and defend him.
You love the talent, but
and it's like, bro,
yeah. We went super sideways. Okay, so we both have the Lakers.
I got him in 6.
You got him in 6. Okay, I'm gonna go Lakers in 6 too. I think as scrappy as Minnesota is, and as kind of I don't believe in them, but they should be able to win.
And
too.
I think they both steal one.
Oh, you think they're stealing each one on the road?
I think they both steal one on the road. Because Lakers do tend to get sloppy, and then they're really good at home. But they have them moments where they just really just like, oh, we got it, and then bullshit. LeBron tends to do that too, especially when he's feeling out. That's why I said I wouldn't be surprised. Like even if he doesn't sit out, I wouldn't be surprised if game 1 is the one they lose, just because LeBron is a feeling out type of guy.
Yeah. Game 1s are trick. Game 1s are funny. Game 1s are weird.
Game 1, he's a filling out type of guy. Maybe he turns it up in the second half.
Yeah.
LeBron tends to do that too. He'll turn it up, especially in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Lately, because he lets Luka do all the cooking and then
he picks his spots and
it was almost like what Luka did with Kyrie last year. He would cook the first 3 and then let Kyrie go crazy.
Yeah.
And
that works.
Been working, and then now you got AR just going crazy whenever he gets a chance. Like
and this isn't Kyrie. This is LeBron.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And it's so crazy that
it's 25, 8, and 8.
We still talk about this. We still talk about this man at 40 years old, 22nd season, and it's like, when are we ever gonna stop having that conversation? Like, oh yeah, now he has LeBron. Like, will we ever?
Oh, you mean now he has Luka?
No, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because it's always like LeBron is always mentioned as one of the guys that is very important to the team. If he's not there, or if he's not playing well, team's not winning.
Right.
And then so it's like, I'm trying to see, are we ever gonna have a point in time where that's not even a thing anymore? Because like, the man's beating father time right now.
Yeah, he is. He's been doing that.
And the man got full grays in his beard and everything.
Yeah.
He letting the bald spot come back. He stopped doing the treatment. Like now he got 2 groin injuries and again, but he's still performing at a high level.
Still
like
grinding it out. Yeah.
That man's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
That man's crazy.
Definitely.
He needs to be studied.
He should be studied.
He needs to study his body when he dies. He needs to donate his
donate it to science.
He needs to donate his entire body to science and his brain too, because we gotta study like what made him so fucking smart in basketball.
I saw something hilarious before we end this episode. I saw something super funny today, and it was LeBron literally made a teammate from scratch.
Yo, I think you sent it to me, bro.
I was like, what do they mean by that? And then I see him playing with a kid.
And
I'm like, oh, dude, it's Bronny, dude. I didn't even think about
the comments are hilarious.
That was hilarious,
bro. They were like, yo, he played my career in real life. He created the play. That's
ridiculous,
bro.
Dude.
He really created his own player, though. Created his own teammate.
Nah, that was a funny post, bro. I was dying when it clicked in my head. I was like, oh my God, Bronny, of course. That was crazy. All right, well, that's gonna do it for this one. We'll try to tap in again on another pod during these playoffs. I don't know.
We are doing the post game ones that we were trying to do last season.
We'll try to do those. Yeah, those are always a little difficult because of time. Games are late, and then hopefully we can get to those. Yeah, hopefully we can get to those. That'll be fun to do. Little post game pods.
We just come pull up, watch the game.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, we could do it with a group too. Since I have all these mics too.
Pull up,
we'll get Coach Ant. He's been wanting to come on the pod. Yeah, he's been wanting to come on for a long time. Yeah,
pull up.
I had him on one pod. Hasn't been back since, so it's been a long time.
Yeah, that's my guy, bro. That man since
good
freshman year.
He's a good dude. He knows basketball for sure.
Yeah, bro.
Dude. He knows. You ask him about high school ball, college ball. This dude's all over it. You ask him one question, he answers 10. Yeah, bro. He's just one of those dudes.
He's smart, bro.
Yeah, smart dude. Definitely good dude.
Really
little
good
gem,
bro. Really
little gem
in
there.
Yeah, he's a rare guy, dude. And the kids love him, bro. The kids love him. I love to see that, bro. We obviously have a lot of the same kids, and because his school, some of his kids play travel ball, or they're friends with my kids, so I just know them.
Yeah,
and then obviously I know him since freshman year, so it's just dope that we're kind of doing the same things, and you know, I love to see like how he's growing as a coach. You know,
I'm waiting for him to get his shot.
Whoa, what?
I wonder when that's gonna happen.
Goodness. Nah, it gotta happen like next 3 to 5 years. He gotta get his shot.
3 to 5,
maybe because I don't, you know, politics, bro.
Yeah, but someone's got to reach out from another place. Well, yeah, right. That happens.
That too.
He's been doing it for a long time.
He's been doing way longer than me, bro.
Way longer than me. I'm nobody here, you know. Like I'm like nobody knows who I am.
Nah, yeah.
You know what I mean, I pull up somewhere and people are like, "Who the hell is this guy?" You know, he's 5'4". He's
probably one of these dudes' dads or something.
What's he doing? Yeah,
someone's uncle.
Like, what's this guy doing? Is he a scout? You know, some of the kids are asking me like they thought I was a scout. You know,
you do look like a scout kind of dude.
I wear like a team hat.
You do look like a scout.
And I'm like, nah, dude.
Especially with the glasses and everything.
The glasses and the hat. And sometimes I'll have like a little notepad.
You got a notepad.
Yeah.
Yeah. You look like
that's hilarious.
You could be a scout.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. All right. Well, that's gonna do it for this one. Thanks for showing up.
Is it? Oh, real quick.
Yeah.
Shout out. Since we brought up Simon, he has a song coming out this Friday.
Oh, you're plugging. You're plugging music on this podcast.
I gotta do it, bro. Okay, it's coming out on Friday, bro. Hell yeah! Shout out my dog Simon. He got a song coming out Friday. Okay. It's called Wreck, and it's with Projects. You should listen.
Okay. All right. I'll listen to it.
You like the dance all stuff. So.
Yeah. No, that's cool. I definitely like when you do post his music. It sounds good. All right. Well, that's gonna do it for this one again for the 10th time.
Yeah. You know.
This time for real. Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you having me.
Almost
always.
500,000 total views on the
yes,
pod.
Sir. That's the Jamaican salute right there, my boy.
The only thing I wonder is where are the 500,000 subs?
Yeah, y'all boys, like, y'all flaking out here, man.
I need subs.
Y'all playing.
Okay,
about to make like 8 different accounts just so we can get your subs up.
Yes, and fun fact, I don't think I've ever said subscribe on any of my videos.
Nah.
And people criticize me for that. Like a lot of people that know me, they're like, dude, you need to say subscribe. You need to, and I'm like, dude, that was never my thing. But you know what?
If you like the damn content, subscribe, bro.
Okay.
Damn.
Yes.
But yeah, subscribe. All things basketball, subscribe.
All right.
My boy know what he talking about. He gonna learn some things. And he's entertaining. He funny. He be cracking jokes.
Yeah, sometimes. All right, well.
Education with comedy. Come on, man.
Education with comedy.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll catch you guys in the next one.